Hi guys, and welcome back to Scrub Mentality! I'm Frances.
I'm Maishin, and we are your friendly emergency nurses who've seen everything from, Doc, nahulog sa hagdan yung anak ko, anong gagawin ko? So basically, pag-uusapan natin yung mga myths, facts, regarding medical emergencies, how to manage them.
And hopefully, at the end of the video, our goal is always learning. Sana may matutunan kayo. So, should we begin? So, the first on our list is fever. So, kapag nilalagnat ka, takpan ka ng kumot para pagpawisan. So, that's one of the myths.
Uso yan sa Pilipinas, di ba? Yung balutin mo. So,
Kasi,
hindi yan totoo.
Kasi I feel like kung nilalagnat ka, di ba nagsi-shiver ka? Siguro yung thinking is you're cold. But the truth is, it's your body fighting the infection. It's your body reacting to the bacteria, ano bang meron sa katawan mo. In response, nagsi-shiver ka.
So, yung pagbalot sa'yo ng kumot ng mga lola mo, it's not a medical treatment.
Yes.
It's more of like a slow roast, parang iniihaw ka. Kasi parang more na
nagiging
nagpapanda ka ng
mainit.
heat sa katawan mo.
More na tumataas yung temperature mo, the more na you're uncomfortable. So, in hospital, what we advise is, hindi naman talaga strip all the clothes, pero yung mga thin clothing like sando, para mas ma-expose yung patient, para mas madaling ma-cool down yung body. Yeah.
How to manage yung fever talaga. So, for us nurses, what we normally do or advise to patients, do a tepid sponge bath, paliguan nyo yung pasyente or wash nyo yung patient. Because fever is is the body's immune response. So, doon malalaman mo kung may infection ba, or kung
it can be a sign of a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, so yun nga, tepid sponge bath, paracetamol, every 4 hours, 6 hours, depending on the prescription from the doctor.
Yeah.
Also encourage oral fluid intake, hydration. The more fluid, the better. And rest.
So, speaking of hydration, so, yung anak ko before, grabe yung taas ng lagnat niya, parang nagto 39, 40. Tapos, kasi sa UK, they're very conservative in managing children. Kung pwede avoid ang antibiotics or any medication, they will do that. So, the doctor just advised us, encourage daw, drink ng water. Kasi hindi naman nasusuka yung bata. And if kahit small sips lang, and the problem there was ang paracetamol, hindi siya nakakaabot ng 4 hours. So, I was worried na at that time. Pero when I let him drink water, nag-slow down talaga yung temperature niya. So, I think that's the point of encourage hydration. So that the body will have, parang may cooling effect din yung water to your body.
And of course, always natin sinasabi, di ba, pag hindi na-control yung fever, like 3-4 days nang may lagnat yung bata, tapos kahit anong painom mo ng paracetamol or ibuprofen, pag hindi pa din siya magaling, just bring the patient, the kid to the hospital to seek medical help.
Oo, kasi it can be virus, it can be bacteria, and if it's virus, it's self-limiting, so nawawala lang ng kanya. Pero kung bacteria, you need to have antibiotics. Diyan na pumapasok yung antibiotics. So, it's better, especially for little kids, to bring them to hospital right away. If it's, parang matagal na siya naglalagnat.
And always, don't forget patient education. Yun nga yung mga sinabi namin a while ago. Make sure to put that in your mind. Kung may nangyayari, like kung may fever, there's always something behind it. So, kung hindi kayo sure, seek medical help.
Correct.
The second one is, pag kinagat ka ng aso, pag di dumugo, is okay lang. So, that's a medical myth because pag kinagat ka ng aso, it's very important to seek medical help, especially get your anti-rabies injection soon as you can. Because even though walang dugo yung sugat mo,
kahit scratch lang,
pag pumasok yung saliva ng aso sa balat mo or sa katawan mo at all, delikado na siya. So, how do you manage that one?
So, first, for example, nakagat ka or na-scratch ka ng aso or pusa, so the first thing you do is you wash it with soap and water and do that for 5 minutes. And then if meron kang disinfectants at home like iodine or hydrogen peroxide, you can do that as well. You can clean it. And then after that, you'll have to go to hospital
Mhm.
just for prophylaxis treatment. Bibigay sila ng injection, tetanus,
Mhm.
and everything for you. The important thing is you have to find out if the dog that scratched you has been vaccinated for
Exactly,
rabies. Kasi, I don't know in the Philippines, kasi if it's very rampant na yung mga aso, hindi ibinabakunahan yung iba.
And the
It's very
community
dangerous.
health center, usually, they would do community visits para mag-vaccine ng mga dog.
Parang
But-
free naman siya, di ba? Like sa
libre siya.
community center. So, we've heard many stories na parang ano lang, nakagat, tapos binaliwala.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, nagka-rabies siya. So,
Yung rabies is nakakamatay,
yes,
kaya delikado
it's
talaga
dangerous.
siya.
It's fatal. And parang ayaw mo makita yung loved one mo na ganun.
Sakit.
It's very
Grabe,
common
oo.
in, should I say, parang mga province or mga far-flung communities.
Oo.
Kasi parang siguro kulang lang din ng education on how to manage it. So hopefully, now that you've seen this wherever you are, hopefully you can share it to other people and then we can spread the word.
Because rabies is 100% fatal, as you mentioned, but it's totally preventable
Yes,
with
from
proper vaccination from the dog itself. And
Mm.
ikaw, pag na-vaccine ka din, at least you can protect
Yeah.
yourself, diba?
Yeah, just comparing it to UK and here in Australia, there's really their responsibility for pets is really high. May ano talaga like paperworks and all that. Tapos may check-ups talaga. They're very strict.
Wala kasi
With,
silang askal dito. Sa Pinas,
Kasi lahat breed.
ang dami natang askal sa Pinas,
Oo.
diba? Pakalat-kalat
It's a
lang.
result din na parang walang pet ownership, parang walang responsibility
Dito
ba?
you can
Oo.
barely see any
No,
dogs.
I've never
no
seen.
stray dogs, no? Wala.
Stray foxes, madaming foxes,
Stray
kangaroos,
oh,
pero never dogs. They're always with their parang parang yung may owner talaga nila, may leash and all that. They're very responsible, which I think is good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Totoo.
So that's it for our bites. Our third myth is about fractures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yun na nga, kung may fracture or query fracture, for example, may nakita kang pasyente na feeling mo may bali, assess first before you mobilize, not the other way around. Kung may feeling mo na may fracture yung isang pasyente or kung sino man nakita mo sa daan, make sure to immobilize the feet para maiwasan ang further fracture or further injury sa certain area.
Mm-hmm. So, kung kami as nurses, what we always do is, before anything else, you have to assess. You have to look where the damage is, see kung may signs ba ng swelling or kung okay lang ba. So, the advice lang is to assess mo muna yung injury. There are fractures na mas dangerous, which is open fractures. Yung nabali ka and at the same time may open wound kung saan yung parang bali mo. So we call that open fractures. So when that happens, of course, you would want to immobilize the leg, but at the same time, you have to control the bleeding kung may wound. And you can do that by applying, kung, for example, nasa public area, any piece of clothing, you can do that. But it's much more better if you have like gauze or any clean cloth. Tapos you put it there and just apply pressure to stop the bleeding. That's with open fractures. But if it's just a fracture, the main thing is to immobilize.
The affected area. It's necessary to check the neurovascular part of the injury, especially the distal the distal injuries, like kung kamusta yung capillary refill, kung may blood flow ba dyan, if the injury, if the foot, or for example, if the foot is affected, malamig ba yung paa, mainit, kung ano.
May pulses ba? May pulses ba yung paa? Because we have pulses in our foot. And we check that as well where we're in the hospital.
So that's a good indication kung meron good flow ng dugo sa paa mo or not. And also, pain management.
Of course, yes.
Kasi can you imagine
Sobrang
having
sakit.
a fracture tapos wala kang gamot. So, it's
Pero
important.
speaking of pain management, there are also patients na parang wala, hindi naman masakit. Hindi nila alam na bali na yung hip nila, especially sa matatanda, they even walk. And then,
mga high tolerance.
incidental finding lang na may fracture pala sa hip. So, it is a case-to-case basis, but pero commonly, they're in so much pain. So, we give fentanyl, dito na fentanyl, endone, we give that here. But yan yung priority pag may fracture, mobility and pain management.
Mhm,
Diba?
totoo. And always remember, the best support for anyone having a fracture is emotional and orthopedic. Orthopedic support, guys, referral.
Emotional in a way na, paano kaya? How will you be support emotional? Feel ko lang be empathetic, especially when moving or ano. You
Oh,
have
like
to
for example,
carefully.
like for example, ikaw may bali ka. If I'm a nurse, I would not tell you to like, pwede ka bang maglakad? How would you tell that
Can you
to the
walk here to
patient?
there because there's no ano?
You have to be empathetic. You
yeah.
have to be in their shoes. Alam mo naman na may sakit siya. But medyo parang ikaw naman, parang ano mo yung read the room kumbaga. Oo. Paano mo pa lalakarin yung isang pasyenteng pilay, di ba?
Because in ED, emergency department, it's very easy to just like, just tell them they're in crutches. Why do you want to ask them to go that far? So, yeah, just one
Help
of the
them
things
out.
that how we can
Put them
support
on a
patients.
wheelchair.
Yeah. We're moving on. Our next myth is about wounds. I think it's about wounds, right?
Yeah. Paano ba i-manage yung wound? So, sabi nila, betadine lang, okay na. So, that's not true because once you've got a wound, it's always necessary to do a proper wound management just to prevent infection. Because a wound care is not one size fits all. So, iba-iba klase yung wound
Case to case,
management.
yes.
Oo. It's quite funny, no? Kasi iba yung management, for example, if you've got a wound coming from a burn or if you've got a wound from cellulitic wound or septic
ulcer or
wound,
diabetic ulcers.
So, iba-iba yung management.
Yeah. As nurses, we are faced with parang different types of wounds every day, and we dress them every day, and we can see the difference. For burns, we use Gelonet. For cellulitic wounds, we use the Mepilex para hindi dumikit sa skin masyado. So, it's case to case. And when cleaning, I think it's a little bit general na yung saline. Yung i-clean mo siya with saline and with gauze and all that. I think it's a little bit general. But other than that, there's a different types of it. Like, if you have diabetic foot, you might need debrygma. They might remove the skin and all that. And if you've got burns, some of them, they parang gusto nila, di ba kasi pag burns, nagbi-blister, tinatawag ng deroofing. They wanna remove the blister para ma-expose yung wound talaga, para mag-pop and then ma-expose yung wound, and then they can put the Gelonet to relieve to help with the healing. So it's a case-to-case basis. Not all the time, betadine. So it's always important to seek for medical help, di ba?
And also, if may wound ka, it's important to put topical antibiotics. The topical ones is yung mga cream ha, hindi yung pupudpudin mo yung amoxicillin tapos gugudgud mo din. That's a big no-no. Hindi siya ganun, guys.
I remember, talaga mga auntie, lolo, lola, nasugatan ako, natumba, alam mo natumba ka, tapos sa tuhod mo, grabe yung sugat mo, ayun, hugasan, tapos amoxicillin na powder. Para daw ma-infect. Dahon pa! Sobra pa sa...
Oo. So, kasi uso talaga yan sa Pinas, di ba? Pero hindi siya kasi yung mga oral tablets, it's made for a certain absorption. Kaya nga siya oral. Kasi di ba, iba yung absorption niya sa katawan. Unlike kung cream. Kaya,
iba din.
Guys,
it differs. Diba? Sugat pa lang, dami na namin parang nasugatan sa puso
And also, always apply with a cover. Always keep it clean with a sterile dressing.
So that's the thing as well. They said, keep it open. Para ang air daw mahanginan.
So lahat ng hangin na madumi galing sa pollution ng Pilipinas, pupunta na dyan.
Very prone to like mabanggaan ka or something. It's really painful. So always cover your wounds, guys. It's just a general advice.
Keep dressing clean and change them regularly.
Yes. And
then that's it for the wounds. And then
okay, so going on with our next myth, ito parang medyo controversial. Pag na-stroke, painumin ng maintenance na medications. So what if you've got a family member na parang parang nasabi na hindi ko magalaw yung kamay ko or parang ang nag-weakness ako dito. Ang iba kasi siguro aspirin and all that straight away. But what should we do?
So, for a stroke patient or feeling mo lang may stroke yung pasyente, it's a big no to get the oral, anything oral, don't give them anything because not unless if you've done the swallow test, we have this so-called dysphagia test in
Speed,
our
oh,
hospital
yeah.
to check if the patient can really swallow.
Safely.
Kasi kasi yung mga stroke patients, they've got some weaknesses already and you don't know if baka hindi niya malunok yung tablet na yun.
Na-aspirate pa.
Na-aspirate pa. So, it's very dangerous. So, always, if you're querying a patient to have a stroke, always keep them NPO unless they've been tested.
NPO meaning nothing per orem, so walang ibibigay sa mouth. Kaya tubig nga, we're very scared to give sa hospital, no? Up until they're seen by speech pathology. So, one thing you can do is first to, of course, assess kung may weakness dito. Kasi usually yung mga bunganga, bungababa, ganyan. Tapos, the way they talk is very slurry, parang natutulog, parang ganon. I think that's the time you should call the ambulance. And they will assist you naman on what to do. But don't give food. That's our point, is to don't give anything. Painom ng tubig, no. Because it might cause more harm than good. And what do we do in hospital for...
So, sa hospital, we've got a proper assessment for a stroke patient, which we call the FAST. Make sure that the patient is FAST negative. So, we are assessing the facial asymmetry, the arms, if may weakness ba, the speech. Yun nga is, as she mentioned, kung may slurring of speech, for example, it's nice also kung may kasamang relatives yung pasyente, diba? Because we can ask, is that how he normally speaks? Because they can also tell slurring of speech, S for slurring speech, and then T is for the time, which is the very important part. Kasi kailangan namin malaman kung ano yung onset ng symptoms, yung time na nag-start talaga yung symptoms. For example, na-notice ng family mo na like nag-slurring of speech ka at 8 a.m. So, from 8 a.m., mag-iisip kami ng 4 hours from there because that's the time that we can thrombolize the patient. Or kumbaga, matunaw yung blood clot.
We still have patient has higher chance of survival kasi when we do thrombolysis, we give a special type of medicine that melts the clots. Parang i-prevent yung further damage na i-cause ng stroke. So that's why the time is, I think, the most important bit of information that you can give to us. Kasi minsan pag sabi nila, ay, kanina pang 6 a.m. tapos 6 p.m. na. So there's nothing much that we can do about it if ganon. So,
it's more of symptom management na lang pag ganon na.
Yeah. But usually when they come, we do urgent CT scan naman, and then we'll see the severity of the stroke. That's it.
Yeah, moving on. The next myth that we've got is if you were electrocuted but you're conscious, okay ka lang.
Okay na yan.
Okay
na to.
So, no. That's
a big
no because internal burns or they can cause arrhythmias. Yeah, and they can appear later, which is very dangerous.
Yeah. So, like me, I had a patient before who was electrocuted with a toaster. And it happened hours ago, and then she felt funny hours later. So that's when she went to hospital and told us na electrocute ako while plugging the toaster. Akala ko wala, pero ngayon I can feel my heart beating fast. I feel dizzy. So that's what we're saying, na if na-electrocute ka, kung feel mo okay ka lang during that time, something might happen to you and something worse might happen to you if you don't go to hospital. So how do we manage? How do we manage these patients?
Yeah, so first you have to ensure that the scene is safe. If someone is electrocuted at your home, make sure don't touch them or else dalawa kayong manginginig dyan.
Yes, true. We're a conductor too. Kung hawakan mo siya, maano ka din.
So yun nga, pag nakita nyo, huwag niyong hahawakan and make sure that yun sinisafe, walang tubig kasi yun nga, mas prone ka na ma-electrocute pag yun yung area. And then, if you're brought in the hospital, we do ECG monitoring. For 24 hours because we need to check your heart if it's all right, if it's beating.
Kasi parang kinuryente din ang puso mo
kasi baka taki ka na dyan or ano, diba? Or arrhythmia. And then, you also have to assess, baka may mga wounds.
Burn wounds,
burn wounds. Kasi minsan
meron. But it's not common. Pero there are times kung severe siguro yung pagkakuryente, nasusunog talaga yung balat.
I know. True. I was electrocuted before when I was a kid. Yeah,
that's why.
Kaya later ang effect.
Later talaga, 37
Late na yung reaction. Anyways. And also, it's important to check the urine output because risk for rhabdomyolysis.
Okay. So make sure umiihi, guys. And sometimes we give what you call this, fluids naman to improve the perfusion. These are all just like helping the patient recover. Nothing properly indicated bakit siya binibigay, pero we just do it. I think that's it for kung may na-electrocute, walang hahawak ka, baka curious ka kung ano nangyayari, hawak
Ano yung feeling nun? Hawakan ko.
Ako na-try ako, pero like yung hindi yung severe na talagang ano. Kasi sa Philippines, di ba, ang dami extension wires na tinitape lang.
Oo,
Remember mo?
Yan nga, kasi nasa bahay kami ng friend ko, tapos may karaoke sila. Yung, ano ba yung tawag doon? Basta malaki. Anyways, never mind. Sinaksak ko siya, and then I didn't notice nga, buka pala yung ano. And then, grabe talaga, nanginig.
Ay, seryoso?
As in, and then I have to kick the radyo para lang maano ako. As in, kaya later lang yung ito talaga. Pero, this is my
Kaya
second
pala.
life.
Kaya pala, ngayon gets ko na siya. Another myth is, pag may nahimatay, lalagyan ng bawang sa ilong. Oh my God. Ewan ko kung saan galing yan. Oh, ikaw mag-explain kasi na-experience mo siguro.
So, unless you're making adobo,
Don't use
bawal
bawang.
yung garlic. I don't know, because in the Philippines, nilalagay nila to kasi yun nga, mas strong smelling yung bawang, di ba? Baka magising
Walang
ka.
ibang bawang lang talaga.
Baka magising ka sa amoy ng bawang. Oo, but they are still using that one. But it's quite far. Ang tagal na nun. So, how do you really manage though kung may nahimatay?
Of course, kung may nahimatay, example, nahimatay ka ngayon.
Ang
I will
dami
put you here. Lay flat. Make sure naman na protected yung head ng patient.
Pero pag ako, hindi niya
Pag ikaw hindi, iwan ko lang daw. I-lay flat, and sometimes, yung raising the leg, before, I said when I was a nursing student, bakit nila raise yung leg? Parang wala namang ano. Pero there is science behind that. Para yung perfusion ng body will go up straight to kung ano man yung kailangan yung brain and all that.
Pag may mga hypotensive tayo or mababang blood pressure na ni-elevate
Trendelen. Trendelen ba?
Trendelen.
And then if you're in hospital, lucky enough you can check the vital signs and the sugar. Pero kung wala naman, ayun, just call ambulance, di ba? Just call ambulance and they will come and help. Kung may school nurse kayo or if you're company nurse, they can come and check the sugar for you and check the BP. Kung low ang sugar, of course, we can give, at saka awake ang patient, dapat gising siya ha. Huwag yung tulog, tapos lagay mo lang tinapay. Dapat awake na siya, and we give them like, I think the most common is Coke, juice. Mas faster ng absorption ng liquid daw kaysa yung mga chocolate. As per diabetics, yun na, yung mga kaibigan namin diabetic, mas madala-dala silang always Coke. And also, hydration. Just let them drink loads of water. Because sometimes, alam mo yung dehydrated ka, it will cause you to...
But you only do that one when awake na yung pasyente.
Pero kung tulog, guys, wag naman. Baka, sige. Ayan ka, Coke. Sabi ni nurse, paano ka ni nurse mention? Nasisi pa, na-quote pa kami. Ano ba yan?
Yun nga, pag nahimatay yung isang pasyente, kailangan tawag kayo ng doktor. Sa Pinas, pag may nahimatay, ilang beses din ako nahimatay, feeling ko relate sa akin yung topic na to. Kasi di ba majorette ako.
Ding. Happy birthday.
So, every time na, for example, mainit, ang init-init niyan pag nag-practice or nagpaparate kami niyan sa city. Palagi ako nahihimatay, mga twice or thrice ata.
Tapos laban pa din, girl.
Tapos, pag nahimatay ka doon, bigyan. Lahat pupunta sa'yo, di ba? Tapos papaypayan ka.
Yan.
So, di ba parang walang hangin na papasok? Parang ikaw yung mahihimatay. Parang, paano pa ako magigising nito, di ba? Pero dapat, pag may nahimatay,
give them space.
Oo. At least someone is there to help. Pero hindi naman na parang barangay din kayong nagpipiyesa. Ano meron?
Ang chismis lang. Ganyan yan pag high school, di ba? Like, nahimatay si nahimatay.
Yeah,
it can be lots of causes kung ba't ka nag-faint.
Check mo kung baka mababa yung dugo, kaya palagi nahihimatay. Especially yung sa mga female patients natin and there's menstruation, there's blood loss, prone tayo sa hypertension, di ba? Also sa
or iba yung mga buntis. Mga buntis din. No? They're
suka
prone
ng
to...
suka, electrolyte imbalance can cause,
There's loads of things to do. Pero being unconscious is different yung hindi pa siya nagigising. Tuwag ka na ng ambulance.
Yung fainting lang na it's it should only last for a few seconds.
Yeah,
Pero pag
seconds.
yun, oras na or ilang minuto nang himatay, guys.
It might
pag-usapan
be
na yun.
it may be a different conversation.
Oo.
Make sure may pulso pa.
Oo.
Okay.
Ayun, yun nga yung sabi, dapat check mo kung may pulso pala, no? Anyways, moving on. So, the next one is mga trauma case naman.
Okay.
So, kung may nabangga, ano ba yung gagawin doon? For example, nabangga, tapos tumayo pa. Okay lang daw yun.
For example, ako driver, tapos nabangga ka. Yung